Hey everyone, this is Liam, and I want to go ahead and make the final video for your setup. Damien was kind enough to give us the video instructing you how to get to the tool. In the event that you missed it, you actually have to add the tool to your favorites, and then from your favorites you can add to the chart. Then Terrence came through and he went ahead and explained to you the settings so that you could get this color settings and the measurements on time frames, open, close, all that sort of stuff that we needed. And so I'm just going to go ahead and give you the final additions. One thing, this is up to you. We actually over here in the on the Vmax, on inputs, on the sentiment color. You may want to change that. I know that we had discussed it, and Terrence had gone along with the initial guideline with the blue, and then changing that to a different transparency or opacity. You could go ahead and put that to maybe a gray, maybe the secondary gray, or third, even a white with a lowered transparency. Let's see what that transparency I have. About 50. That's what I have mine on. I have mine sentiment on the white with a 50 transparency or opacity. And so that makes that just a little easier to differentiate. Also, Terrence went ahead and changed this here on the color. On the secondary color, I know he lowered his transparency. And that works too. You know what I'm saying? That might be a little... I have mine up a little bit higher, just simply because I really want that to catch my attention, because that's a lot of information there about when you for your early exits, early entries, and continuations or extensions are really there. So that's good to have either way. But definitely, I would like to see you change that sentiment line to a white at 50. Just makes it a little more clear. We had hoped to keep the orange and blue going all the way, but that made this a little hard to discern, so we make that adjustment. The other thing that I would like to comment on is you definitely want to go ahead, and we were doing some comparison things just yesterday, and we had a bunch of indicators on the chart. When in the last video when Terrence set up, we still had the volume on. You want to take that volume and get rid of that. That's not part of the strategy. We don't use it. We don't care about it. Don't pay attention to it. It's irrelevant. You have all the information you need here. There's no reason to give yourself more data that doesn't really change anything. And then also you're going to see that I have up here, I have a couple of extra lines. I've got these two horizontal lines. I use these. This is part of the advanced hack system. If you're one of the mentoring students, then I can show you that advanced hack. The difference between the advanced hack and just running the system on the signals is sometimes it's only 10 or 15 ticks. Sometimes it's 30. Sometimes it's 50 ticks on early entry. That the system is not structured to build. However, if you know from continued use of the tool, which I have, being as a developer of this tool, there's a hack, and so it has to do with I use these horizontal lines to track the hack, and so that's something to keep in mind. But let's go ahead and talk about the final step that you definitely want to do, whether you're a mentor. Using your free trial, if you've went ahead and activated your license to use the tool after your trial. I know also we're doing an early activation discount. If you activate your tool before the trial ends, then we're going to extend your trial. I think you get a license for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years to use the tool, and then we reactivate your 60-day trial on top of that license. So whatever amount of, let's say you use it for 15 days. then we'll go ahead and give you the license for, you go 2 years. Okay, so we got 2 years and 45 days left in your trial. We go ahead and add another 60 days to that, and then we add another 120 days on top of that. So basically, you're going to get a 6 months free usage, and so that's a fantastic bonus. But let's go over here and let's do the last thing. Let's talk about targets. We need to know where targets are, okay? And what we want to do to get targets, we just want to go ahead and go to our indicators and list and go and hit a VWAP for VWA. And as soon as you get VW in there, you're going to get a volume weighted average price. Go ahead and select that one. It's just part of the built-ins. And then we're going to go ahead and show you a lot of movement going on over here, huh? We're going to show you the settings for that. So we're going to go ahead and hit the gear, and we're going to go ahead and leave it at session. We're going to go ahead and leave this on HLC3, which is different than we had HL2 on the last video on the tool. That's fine. That's how we want it. We want to go down here to calculation mode to percentage, and then we want to go ahead and check off the band multiplier 1, 2, and 3, and leave that for time frame to close. Then we want to go to style. We want to leave everything checked. Everything should be checked except for we want to deselect bands fill 1, bands fill 2, bands fill 3. And then what I like to do is, because that's slightly distracting, I like to move all my colors right down somewhere in the 30%, 30, whatever, 30, 35, 25, somewhere down in here. Just because these are not predominant issues. We just want them there. You only need them there just when you're placing, setting your target. It's okay. So your take profit, and sometimes it'll be your stop loss, but most of the time it's just your target, just your take profit. Those are not fixed. They are good guidelines. Again, if you go into the mentoring, I can show you another secondary place to put your targets. That sometimes they're shorter targets, but if you're in an uncertain market, that might be the good thing to do, to have that shorter target. And so there we go. And then we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. We're going to go here, and so that would be it. That's our game. VWAP session, HLC 3 inputs are on percentage, and that is a wrap. Talk to you soon.